If you like this video, please consider supporting the Oto Kano channel over on Patreon. Thank you. In this episode, we are taking a close look at Amazonite Genuine by Daniel Smith. Amazonite, the mineral, most often come in a deep forest green color, but can also come in light green, bluish green, and grayish green. It is sometimes used as a gemstone, but it is so soft that it can crack or lose its sheen very quickly. Amazonite, the paint, has a vibrant green teal color with no shimmer. It is the brightest green in the whole Primatek range, with the color being close to a soft phthalo green. I always paint the test sheets from dried paints, and I have to admit this color was quite hard to re-wet compared to the other colors. So I definitely recommend pre-wetting this color. Daniel Smith's website says, Daniel Smith has acquired a unique supply of precious mineral Amazonite from Brazil. It is a strong, pure color that is completely transparent, non-staining, and lifts easily for a maximum versatility. Gorgeous by itself, Amazonite Genuine is an especially beautiful mixer with reds making gorgeous violets. Natural Amazonite Genuine provides all the magic of the hills and forests of Brazil. This lovely teal shade of feldspar microline, a precious mineral, was named for the Amazon River and was used in ancient times as war paint by fierce female warriors. In addition, legend states that when you wear a piece of Amazonite, you will harmonize your soul and be attuned to this spiritual dimension. Small carvings of Amazonite were tucked into a baby's bunting to soothe and pacify. A shared piece of this lovely teal mineral was believed to enhance and further unite the union of soulmates. Wow, so that is a lot of mysticism thrown into that color description. So I usually don't mind the mysticism they put into their color description, but I think that's going a little bit strong on the mysticism there. Amazonite Genuine is a Series 2 color, excellent in light fastness, transparent, non-staining, and non-granulating. We are back. The paints have dried, and this is Amazonite. You have to bear with me. You might have noticed I have a problem pronouncing Amazonite. I sometimes pronounce it as Amazonite. I'm not quite sure why that is happening to me, but please do bear with me on that one. So it is a lovely green color, but with a hint of like teal set into that color. It is a difficult color to re-wet, so even with lots of scrubbing I did struggle to get a deep tone, and so you get a lot of lightness happening over here in the washes. When you do gradated washes with Amazonite, it goes in layers, so you can see layer here, a line here, and same thing happening here. It's not exactly cauliflowering, but it separates in layers that are distinct from each other rather than being like a nice smooth gradation. So that's just something to remember. It might be a nice effect if that's the kind of look you're going for, but bearing in mind that you don't have any control over where that gradation lines are going to be created on your painting. In terms of opacity, I am slightly confused because this is classified as a transparent color by Daniel Smith, but I'm just going to bring this up. There's definitely a lot of deposit, and in fact I would call this at least semi-opaque color rather than transparent. I'm trying to move, there we go. See, you can see a lot of deposit there. And in real life, I can see more deposit than it's showing up on the camera. Difficult trying to find an angle where you see the amount of deposit that's on there. In real life, it's about twice as much deposit. Like this end is green with deposit. So that's not really a transparent color to me. It is classified as no staining, but I would say that it is at least low staining, because you're not going to get the paper back to white. There's always going to be a shade of subtle green happening on the paper. So again, not really agreeing with that either. In terms of layering, it is a decent color to layer because it doesn't granulate as much as the other colors we've seen in this series so far. You can see some granulation happening here, but it's not much at all. So that makes it easier to do the glazing with. In terms of gauzing, it gauzes well. You get like a more evergreen kind of green color happening in the linear patterns, and then you get a more bluer than the normal Amazonite color happening in the background. In terms of salt, it's really nice to actually have a color in this series that react to the salt, and the salt creates these little marks of white, which is really nice. In terms of water bloom, it does bloom and feather, but again, like all the other Primatek colors, it doesn't show up in a nice pretty way, so not really recommended. Let's have a look at color mixes, and as always, these are the 12 colors that I used to mix with the Amazonite, and these are the result. Amazonite mixes really well with other colors except for the permanent red. Not quite sure what's happening there. Not really particularly a nice color. Even though it looks like a bright green, the color mixes speaks to how teal color this color is, because the complement to this color is actually the red orange. If it was greener, you'd see more neutralization down here and here as well, and you do see a little bit of neutralization happening in the permanent red, but you get a much better, more perfectly neutralized gray from the vermilion rather than the permanent red. As much as the Amazonite mix fine with these colors, I wouldn't say it's an exciting color to mix with. In the blues and the greens, it doesn't have that much effect on the color that you're going to be mixing with. So I wouldn't personally call this a good mixing color, or at least an exciting mixing color. Let's have a look at Amazonite compared to other colors. I collected a lot of greenish and turquoise-ish color here, and you can see that the Amazonite is a unique color. We have Sleeping Beauty by Daniel Smith, Kingman Green, Ultramarine Turquoise, which I would say is the closest in hue to the Amazonite, Daniel Smith's Phthalo Turquoise, Cobalt Teal Blue, Cobalt Turquoise, Holbein Cobalt Green, Holbein Viridian Hue, Sennelier Cobalt Green, and Sennelier Phthalo Turquoise. Out of this in the hue, as I said, I think Ultramarine Turquoise is perhaps the closest. In terms of the texture and the granulating and amount of granulating though, it is quite close to the Holbein's Viridian. Not super heavy granulating like you can see with the Cobalt Turquoise here, but the subtle level of granulating is quite similar to the Amazonite. In terms of is it worth buying this color if you have similar colors? Well, if you like the Daniel Smith Ultramarine Turquoise, like this color, or you want a brighter green than the cobalt colors that you can find on the market, then Amazonite is a really good bet for you. However, if you prefer more tealy turquoisey color, then you might as well go for the more tealy turquoise color rather than the Amazonite, because Amazonite is only slightly tealy and turquoisey. If you're looking for somewhere between a green and a teal, then this is a great color, but if you want one or the other, then this probably isn't worth getting on top of what you already have. So that was Amazonite. What did you think? Me personally, I don't think I would have this on my palette, just because I do prefer to have a teal turquoise color and a green color rather than a color in between the two. I also prefer transparent colors to opaque colors, and this is definitely, no matter what they say, is a more semi-opaque color than a transparent color. How about you? Would you like to try this color for your palette? Do let me know in the comments below. And if you are a big fan of Amazonite and use it a lot in your practice, then do let us know how you use this color, how you differentiate between this color and say a more tealy color or a more brighter green color. If you find this video interesting and useful to you, then please do give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!